Hey, what's going on? What's up? What's up, my victorious army, my victorious family? How y'all doing today? I don't know what to do with my hand. How y'all doing today anyway? Hope everything's going well. Yep, surprise, surprise. I'm still here actually. I'm just like, wow. One thing's for sure. Over my spiritual awakening and, knowing about so many more things, it's just I've been stuck, right? Like mentally stuck, I guess, right? Because it's like there's so many things are going on and happening, right? I just felt so stuck, like maybe things are moving or flowing and progressing, in the world, doing whatever, right? Days, sun up, sunset, everything's moving around me, but I just felt so stuck for the longest time, you know felt so stuck, felt like I wasn't necessarily moving, but everything else just, kind of continued and moved forward, right? And one thing, about that stuckness, right? About that stuckness, you'd be stuck. No, sorry. I had a little bit of brain fart, but the only way to really remove that type of stuckness, is really to just keep trying to press forward, right? Because that's the only way to go, right? Can't go back to the past, can't be so stuck in the past either. That's where I was stuck at a lot, right? Because for me, right, having issues with, subconscious loops and things. So I'm just keep getting looped back into the past or looped back into, some old shit that had happened, right? Because I'm not catching my mind, when I start to do that. Because it'd be like, yeah, things are going well. I'm doing great, right? Thinking, oh, I'm great. I'm grand. I'm awesome. This and that, right? And I have a thought like, oh, that nigga showed it, do that. And then I guess my thought train for, oh, he showed it with all that bullshit, right? And just going into that over and over and over, right? It was hard for me to, not keep going back into those different things, right? Like, I'm doing great. I got this going, right? Mama wants you to get out. Like, oh yeah, she do. She want me to get out. She trying to kick me, right? Right? Stop that, right? Got to catch it, you know. And then another thing that would also really work is to simply ignore it, right? Simply ignore certain thoughts because you are not your thoughts. Maybe you have certain thoughts, maybe you generate certain thoughts, but some thoughts also come to you, right? And you choose whether or not you wish to engage upon that thought or it just goes by, right? Like just maybe sitting there thinking, right? Or doing something, a thought crosses your mind. Oh, that dog Shoto got some big old toes. You can either be like, what? Dogs don't have toes, nigga, right? Or just let it go on by, right? Just, different things to help combat that stuckness or that unbelievable things going on, right? Because like I said, I got kicked out. Somehow I'm still here, right? I'm just so, just in disbelief about my current positioning right now. But, the best thing to do is just go forward, right? I'm grateful and thankful that I'm still here for now so I can keep getting my stuff together to go ahead and just get out, right? I don't know really how I'm going to go about getting all this stuff together quite yet, but I have faith in myself that I am, right? So one thing is, have faith in yourself, even if you going through so many stuck situations or, thoughts of the past keep coming back to, get you off track and start thinking about that stupid shit again, right? And then like it'll just make more thoughts of itself. You just keep going back down, backwards instead of going where you need to go within your mind, right? To help you literally go where you need to go, right? For what it is. But, that aside, in this vlog today, I wanted to talk about like back to my whole my father thing, right? My father who said nothing, right? Who chose to say nothing, right? Right? Made many advances to see if he'd want to talk in the conversation, and he said nothing at certain points, just doing the weird, vague, guilty thing, right? So, at least for me, I think, right, like it's confirmed, right? If he acted like that, right? If he said nothing when, I wasn't at him, I wasn't giving him the death stare or nothing, just trying to have conversation, right? At least that confirms to me, right? He is guilty. He is wrong. He meant what he said, right? But that's the part I want to focus on, the he meant what he said part, right? Like I talked about how, right, this man would make me strip down butt ass naked and beat me with a 2x4, right? Or make me strip down butt ass naked and just stand there in the corner, right? And if I fell asleep, he'd beat me away, like all that little shit, right? But to be honest, right, that to me has very little weight when it comes to this one sentence, right? One sentence he said to me, right? You ain't shit. You ain't gonna ever be shit in life. You're a failure, right? Like I talked about in the last video, right? Basically, he the one that already failed, right? He already failed himself. There's nothing to even really be mad at. It's like I wanted to, but ain't nothing even to really be mad at. He screwed himself over, right? But the point I'm trying to get to is that part, right? The fact that he would say that to me, right? And the fact that, I've been so mentally stuck, just so unsure, right? Just not like in such disbelief at everything going on around me, all these things happening, right? And then, coming out of that, within my personal reality, within my life, just to, see where the world is going, right? And then, me, because like all the ass whoopings I took, right? All the traumatic shit I went through, right? Like his sexual abuse too, right? Had my head in just this whirlwind of frozenness, right? Like that doesn't make sense. If it's frozen, how does it whirlwind? I don't know, but I just so stuck in my head and just seeing all this stuff going around, and then, being so heavily traumatized, and then as well as holding in a lot of the trauma, right? Addicted to the trauma, like almost in the sense of addicted to pain, in the wrong way, right? It's just, I don't know, a wall of disbelief, right? Because all of the things I ever really thought I believed even before, that I realized I didn't believe that much, but I don't know, right? It's just, I'll get it out of bros. Right, just left in such disbelief at everything, Still questioning whether or not I'm here or not here, right? Everything's an illusion, but it's not, or it is, and it's real, but it's not real. Like all these different things, right? All of these different contradictions, right, that a lot of knowledge makes. And after a while, learning all these different things, seeing states of everything, seeing how things contradict, I learned that, things are going to contradict. You don't have to sit there and try to logically fathom everything, because that shit will leave you in a whole lot of mental hurt, right? And plus, right, I personally feel like I don't want to box myself in mentally, right? Or be stuck in such like a logical idea that, this can only go this way. That's the only way it goes, because no, it doesn't have to do that. The only way it can do it is this way, right? And it's like, no, right? There's so many different ways things can happen and things can come about. so many different ways things exist, not exist, right? Where am I? Way over here in this conversation, and I was at, right, my father. I don't know, right? Still a little scatterbrained, but that's fine. Because at least now I just choose to, finally have that belief within my own self. Truly, right? I know if a lot of y'all have seen my channel, been a lot of start, stop, deleting things, putting things up, deleting things, right? Just back and forth, right? All because of that belief for me, right? And, back to that part, like I was saying, right? The fact that he told me that as his child, right? Back, when he still, I guess, was responsible for me as a child, right? Because now, right, clearly that ain't my father no more, or was ever really, right? He doesn't have any responsibility over me, right? I'm making my own choices and my own moves, right? And right, I'm still about to move, right? The fact that, right, he said that to me though, right? If there's anything I don't believe, right, it's that, right? Because I had to sit here and think for a long while. Because as one who was so traumatized and so broken in, right? Broken internally, right? In my spirit, broken in my mind, everywhere, right? Just the hurt and the pain train was everywhere for me, right? And then really later on, right after the physical beatings and all that shit, right? It was mostly, right, like I just said, mentally and spiritually, right? I'm over here stuck and just confused, right? It's like I've had it with all of that shit, right? I've had it with my father's bullshit, right? That seemed to pervade my mind a lot, right? So I was still deep within trauma, for a lot of time. You know, the sly little slick remarks that my mother would make, right? And then that tone, oh, that tone. When it comes to mama, that tone be cutting deep, cutting hard, right? I've just had it with all of it, right? Just had it with all of it, right? Feeling so unsure internally, right? That, I was feeling bad for these other people who had hurt me, right? I didn't even care about myself. I was feeling bad for them, but they hurt me, but I wasn't feeling bad for myself, right? So twisted around and emotionally just destroyed that it's like, for the longest time, right? Part of that stuckness, right, was just not knowing how to feel, right? Not knowing how to feel about anything, right? Because it turns out, right, a lot of the different things that my father had ended up doing really had just left me wide open and an easy target, out in society. Society. But truly, right? Because I realized, right, I didn't know how to fight. I didn't know what to do in certain tense situations, right? I almost got, yeah, I guess I could say, right? I almost got fucked by Bishop Eddie Long, right? Shit crazy, right? Once you just start realizing things, right? Just shit that I didn't even realize or even think about before, right? Later on when I started to develop more internally, develop more spiritually, right? Started realizing all of this shit, right? I almost got sexually abused, right, by Bishop Eddie Long, right? I know he's dead now, right? But around the time when that shit was getting revealed, right? When I first heard about it, right? I started to think, because I used to go to the Longfellow program or thing during the summer back we went, right? I started to think, right? Because part of the program I was at when I was there, right? We were running, just running in the parking lot, just doing some physical education or whatnot. And right, he pulls up next to me in like it was a Mercedes S-Class, E-Class, or was it a Maybach? I don't remember what the fuck it was, but It was one of the higher tier cars. I know that because I like cars. But right. And I just remember, right, he pulled all up alongside of me. He was using that tone like, "Are you okay? You all right?" Right? Not like as if he was checking on me, but the way it sounded to me, something else going on, right? And I'm glad that I was like, "No, I'm fine. I'm good," right? So I just kept trying to run and kept trying to do these things, right? Shit's crazy, right? But because of right that, right, and being molested and then right, my father's sexual abuse, right? And then the lack of him teaching me anything, right? I realized I was just very open to just about everything that wanted to fuck me up, possibly, right? And I just think back like, damn, right? Because it's like, it's no wonder I had so many issues, right? No wonder I was having all these other problems that just didn't seem to make any sense, right? Because I'm holding on to all of this negative and hateful energy, right? That my father had given me, right? Back when he was beating the shit out of me, right? Making me do weird ass things and, just all of that shit combined, right? I realized that I was just easy prey for any predator out there who wanted to do whatever. And I think out of anything, that probably makes me the most angry, right? Because it's like I couldn't do anything in these situations. Certain situations, I would just freeze, right? I didn't have the mental acuity to think about things or fight back, like to even be able just to defend myself, right? Right, like in another vlog a while ago, I said like I was one who, when I was a slap boxer with some friends, I was the one dodging into punches, right? Just so off balance and backwards with my own self, right? Because of the hate he gave me, right? For whatever reason. Because I realize now, right? After the lack of feeling, after not knowing how to feel about myself, right? After the sexual abuse, after all of that, all of that miscellaneous shit, right? All that shit came from him. All of that, right? Because I realize now there was nothing I did as a child to warrant half of that, right? And I feel like I got denied so much. I got fucked with so much and never knew how to feel, right? Just, going through all of this stuff, right? Losing people left and right, right? Shit not lining up like I wanted it to, right? Things just going wrong, right? When all I kept trying to do was do right, right? All because of that shit, right? All because of the energy that I was holding on to, right? I didn't even realize, of course, right? Like when you're in it, of course, you don't realize any of it, right? You can't see past your own confusion to know, oh, well, I don't need to do that. Maybe I need to do this, right? You can't see it. You don't know, right? But all of that, right? To be like, I'm done with all of this shit, right? I'm done with all of it. I'm tired of it all. I'm tired of all of that bullshit. I ain't no damn failure. I don't accept his bullshit, right? And honestly, I don't accept my mom's bullshit either, right? Let's truly be honest, there were certain times, right, she could have clear helped me out, right? But nah, right? But realizing, right, that all that shit came from him. And he spread his crazy shit to her. And then after he broke her heart, right, all that crazy shit now came at me, right? And I'm in this position where now, right, I'm still in the midst of moving, right? I'm grateful I'm still here, right? Because I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck to do. But this is the whole thing I wanted to get at with this vlog in particular, right? Right, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of that shit pervading my mind and making me feel bad. I'm sick of being in disbelief of my own reality. I'm sick of not getting my way. Fucking damn it, right? I'm sick of not getting my way. I'm sick of not being able to just do what the fuck I wanted to do, right? I'm sick of feeling nervous and scared all the time, right? So what am I planning to do about that, right? I'm about to make some type of fucking something happen, some magic happen, right? And for all of you out there who watch these, who listen, if there's anything that I have said that has helped you, please put it in the comments, right? Please stick with me through this, right? Because we will make this shit through, right? We will make it through. If anyone's giving you any bullshit, right, in your life, right, all that crap, they just wanted to hork at you and just be like, yeah, that's what you deserve. If I even felt like giving it to you, type of shit, right? We had to go through all of these fucking problems and issues and shit because of other people, right? But you give the help, you give the love, and you still get shit on, right? We gonna make this shit happen. We gonna make some great shit happen, right? I got some couple vlogs I'm gonna put up from my original batch, right? That I ended up deleting, right? That I felt that are still viable at this point for me and for you. Right? Because I feel like, after going through all of this, going through consciousness, seeing the fact that shit is just changing and, everything is going crazy, right? It's quote unquote the end of the world. But no. Let's not sit there, right? Because that's where my mind was the whole time, right? Oh, it's the end of the world. Everything's about to explode. Jeebus may be coming back. The aliens are saying shit like that happening, period, right? Truth be told, right? Ain't shit like that really happening, right? Because it's on us to save us, right? It's on us to save ourselves. It's on us to figure out how in the fuck to be, right? How do I even do anything, right? It's on us to figure that out. And me, after going through all this different stuff, right? And me trying to figure out how to formulate my mind, right? So my head, right? My head, my brain, and my skull, right? Trying to formulate my mind to come up with ways to even go forward, right? Because for the longest time for me, I was just so stuck, right? And just such lack of belief, such despair, such depression, such negative, bad feeling shit, right? I don't know what else way to say that, right? But that's pretty much what it's been. That, I didn't believe that I could achieve anything, right? I didn't believe I could do anything. But at this point, right, I think the world ain't gonna end. I think that I'm gonna be living my greatest, best, grandest, most powerful life ever after all this bullshit, right? After going through so much shit, right? Just to be left sitting here stuck, right? And then getting kicked out, but all I did was give help, right? All I did was stay down for her, right? Stay down for mama. But now mama won't kick me the fuck out, right? Right. I'm gonna have that faith and be very optimistic that I'm about to change my whole life around. Because at the point where I ended up deleting some 30 some odd videos from my channel, right? I think that was a spiritual attack on me, right? Along with, right, the trauma, anxiety, depression, bad thoughts, bad habits, all of that shit, right? All of that type of shit. And that's where I felt the most stuck, the most closed in, right? Thinking about all these different things going on and think that I'm about to get out here and do anything, right? Some crazy ass shit, right? To think that anything positive or greater in my life is going to happen. To think that that's some crazy ass shit, right? But might as well. We live in a whole world of crazy, right? And anyone who wants to consider themselves quote unquote sane in this crazy ass world, no, them the real ones who crazy. Because all this shit crazy. All of it. Right? But I guess you just gotta be crazy to get some shit done. Right? So let's go crazy. But no, really though, right? Like, about to launch into some shit that I have been meaning to do for a long while, right? But I thought it was too much. I didn't believe that I could do it. I didn't have any faith in myself, right? But I knew I was going the right way the whole time, but I didn't believe in that enough, right? So now it's time to believe, right? Time to believe even more, right? Because I feel like right after my father did that and said that to me, I'm gonna need me a Lamborghini. I'm gonna need me a couple Mustangs, for all this shit, right? Of course, right? Of course, physical items don't make up for shit, right? But I'm talking about as far as from my dreams, right? As far as the things I was going towards before the world got hit with an immense truth bomb about just about everything, right? And everything had literally become absolute insanity as it continues to go, right? I'm gonna need to become a trillionaire, right? I'm gonna have to be a trillionaire, right? I'm gonna have to have the best and greatest of each and everything, right? So that's gonna have to happen. So what I'm saying is, if y'all also want to be millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, let's do this shit together. Let's work with it. Let's walk with it, right? I'm about to do some immensely wild shit. And before my video cuts in half and I have to upload 2, I'm gonna go ahead and just put it down here, right? Come tomorrow, right? We rolling with it. Because I don't accept none of this shit anybody's told me. I don't accept none of this bullshit these people have put me through. I don't accept none of it. Fuck that, right? Fuck all of that shit. All the love and help and time and effort I put into these people just to get shit on, right? And if it didn't necessarily happen that way or this way, this and that, right? Yet I'm still in the same position, right? So fuck that, right? We all gonna be rich. We all gonna be wealthy. So let's make it happen, right? As always, lead yourself to your greatest victory. Peace. Yeah.